Hey, it's Thomas here, and today we're doing a quick review on PolypLab's Coralview Lens and scope. If you want to be able to take awesome pictures and video of your tank using your smartphone or tablet without them turning out completely blue, and truly show off the color of your corals the way they look to your eye, and without having to try and fuss around with the manual settings and white balance in your phone or tablet if they're even available, then you've got to check out the PolypLab's Coralview Lens. Basically makes your phone a perfect reef tank camera, and looks good. Plus, I'm going to show you how the scope pairs really well with it to get some pretty interesting and cool shots. Reef keeping is all about creating a piece of living art in our homes, something we can stare at in wonder and amazement, taking in the beauty of our corals and fish. Naturally, we also enjoy sharing the fruits of our labors with friends and family and fellow reefers on forums like Reef to Reef or social pages like #AskBRStv. Most of us are taking pictures and video with our smartphones because number one, it's pretty convenient, and number two, phones have gotten pretty good at taking amazing pictures. While some phones do a pretty good job of dealing with our extremely blue-heavy LED light fixtures, many phones just don't, and leave you with a blued out, drab, and hard to distinguish photo of the tank. PolypLab has an awesome solution that makes just about any smartphone or tablet a simple as pie point-and-shoot camera for reef tanks. That's right, bring on the blue. Let's get ready for some serious eye candy. In the box, you'll find the Coralview lens clip, the protective lens cap, the blue light filter and CPL polarizer, a macro lens, and a microfiber cloth. Inside of the Coral Scope box, you'll find the Coral Scope torch and a AA battery. The lens clip attaches to just about any smartphone or tablet. Attaching the blue light filter does an amazing job of, you guessed it, filtering out excess blue light for clearer, more color accurate images of the tank and corals, making for some pretty amazing photos, not only for bragging rights and posting frags up for sale, but also for getting clearer photos of your tank for help with IDing critters and getting feedback and other help from fellow reefers. Those really blue saturated photos leave out a lot of detail and ultimately make it pretty hard for anybody trying to help to, be able to tell what they're looking at. So, Coralview lens. Get rid of the blue. Then you have all the colors and details. There is also a second lens on the blue light filter that acts very much like a pair of polarized sunglasses and cuts down on the reflections and glare from either the tank itself, the surface of the water, or the light source, making it a lot easier to get those crystal clear shots. Basically, you just twist the outer lens slowly until the reflections disappear, and then you're good to go. The kit also includes a macro lens for getting some really cool close-up detailed shots. It can be used standalone or in conjunction with the blue light filter by screwing them together. It is tons of fun for getting those otherworldly shots of corals and their minute, intricate details, and also for photos and video of ailments on corals or fish to try to get a positive ID and, of course, an action on treating it. Getting a magnified view can help you see things that you just can't with the naked eye. If you have an acropora with some tissue missing, for example, you could ask yourself, is it RTN or am I dealing with acropora eating flatworms? A quick snap with that macro lens could really help shed some light. Speaking of light, the PolypLab scope is an awesome little LED pocket torch that can come in handy when you're taking those photos. The scope throws a beautiful actinic blue light that will show off coral fluorescence and has the ability to focus that beam of light from a widespread to a super focused spotlight, as well as 2 intensity settings, which makes it a fun and versatile tool for taking pics of your tank after the lights are out or highlighting a specific coral for a photo. Beyond photography, it's also a really great tool to have on hand for trying to locate corals that have gotten lost deep in the recesses of the rockwork, where it's dark and you can't see anything. Like that bounce mushroom that decided to leave its frag disc, the mushy will light up like the 4th of July if you pass over it with the scope, giving away its position and giving you a chance to retrieve it. I also love that it is super small and easy to pocket for a trip to the local fish store if you're going to scope out some new corals. Get it? With the scope? Even an acro that isn't looking its absolute best can give you hints of what it could become when you hit it with some bright, focused actinic light. which means you'd be able to see the hidden potential in that discount brown acro that everybody else has been passing by, nab it, get it home into a healthy established tank, and watch it turn back into that showstopper SPS that you knew it truly was. Now, to get those browned out lackluster corals that your PolypLab scope helped you find back to their former glory, you need a really good understanding on how lighting is going to affect your corals, specifically what spectrums are going to best show off the coral fluorescence, as well as help restore some of that pigment and encourage the corals to produce it. Ryan's got an awesome video on just that topic, covering how spectrum from your light is going to affect coral coloration specifically. You can check it out right here. You might be surprised how much a small shift in blue, either towards, a cyan versus towards that UV purple, makes in terms of showing off specific colors in corals. Orange, for instance. One of those ends doesn't really do much for it. The other end